Good evening, folks. Tonight's video is going to show you how to modify a Sony PC floppy drive to work on the Commodore Amiga. This particular model is the MPF920 and this is the Z131 variant. Yeah, nearly 11 years old, which is obviously younger than all Amigas. So yeah, so a common problem with the Amiga is the floppy drive failing and trying to source parts or replacement drives that are good quality and going to last you a while are hard to come by. So this is hopefully going to be a fairly cheap repair that you can do at home using basic tools and get your Amiga back up and running. So we'll go ahead and crack this open and I'll show you how to do it. I did say cheap there. This drive cost me £4, including delivery from eBay. So there's 3 screws. This one I've just taken out, this one here, and this one here. So we'll just get these screws out and have a look inside. Now I'm not going to take credit for discovering how to modify these or whatever. This is just through a bit of research online and seeing what other guys have done. Yeah, over the years now, because people have been modifying these drives for years. Yeah, and another thing that sort of prompted me to make this video is that the only one on YouTube for this particular model is not in English. So I know people like to listen to how to do stuff rather than just to watch. You probably don't like listening to my Scottish accent, but never mind. Okay, folks, right, so here's the drive electronics itself, and what we're going to be doing tonight is just making a couple of modifications, a couple of wire links. We're going to have to cut a trace, and there's a small jumper just here. If you can see JC30 and 31, it's currently in the 31 position. We're going to have to move that 0 ohm resistor to 30 so that the Amiga sees it as DF0 rather than DF1. Okay, I'm going to try and use hot air to remove that. It's not really necessary to use hot air. You can use a soldering. It is a tiny part, but ultimately it is a 0 ohm resistor, so a small piece of wire will be 0 ohms. So don't fret too much if you damage or lose this tiny bit, because it's less than the same size as the tip of a ballpoint pen. So don't fret if you lose it. We can just branch those 2 solder pads with a small piece of wire if needs be. I don't know if you can see on here, but this is quite a dirty PCB, so I'm quickly going to just give it a brush over with some isopropyl alcohol. It's always good to start with a clean board and it makes your life a bit easier. So I just use a paintbrush, a fairly good quality paintbrush, and just hold the bristles not tight together, but make it a bit slightly stiffer, and then give it a just good old once over, just to get any residues and dust and stuff that's been on there over the years. It is 99% alcohol, so it should just evaporate quite fine. But I'm just going to blot it off slightly before we carry on. There we go. That's looking slightly cleaner. Well, much cleaner actually. Okay, folks, while we're in here, we might as well clean the heads as well. Obviously, make it last as long as it can. And let's say this was £4 delivered off eBay. Which is much cheaper than you can get a replacement drive. There is, companies will still sell you replacement drives. How long they last, I don't know. Sometimes you might be looking at a new old stock unit, but it's easier just to do this. And of course, at the end of the day, you can stand back and admire it and say, I did that, I fixed that, which is always good. So yeah, just give it a quick, the head's just a gentle rub with a lint-free cloth and some isopropyl alcohol, and then just get a dry bit and just blot that off. Happy days. Okay, so now we've cleaned the drive. We'll attempt to to make these connections and hopefully get it working. At the end of the video I'll hopefully be able to show you it working, because I've got my A1200 set up and ready to accept this. Okay. Right. Okay, so I'm just going to be using some kynar wire just for the links, which is fairly easy to use. I'll just cut a couple of small pieces just now, just using a sharp knife, or X-Acto knife, I think you Americans call it. Like I say, I'm not taking credit for this. I have been using various forums and stuff to dig about and find what to actually do, and this is the image I'm going to use just on my old Note 4 here. As you can see, in this orientation, that's our drive. So as you can see, there's a link goes from this. Is that easier? Yeah, that's easier. Okay, folks. So there's a link going to go from this pad here. Sorry, this pad here to the upper of these two pads here. So the pad closest to the small ribbon cable. We're going to put a link from pin 34 over to the. Wait till we see. It's quite difficult to see in that image actually. Yeah, we need to have a look at that. So that's pin 3. So we'll count that up. Yeah, so it's I think it's this one here. I think it's the second one up in this image. And we're going to, as I said here, we're going to move the jumper, or the 0 ohm resistor from JC31 to JC30. And that should do the job. So just bear with me. I'm just going to have another quick zoom in on this image because it's not brilliant resolution, but I can definitely see, and hopefully you'll be able to see from this image, that it is pin 3. Now it's unlikely that they're using a different chip here, but yeah, that second pad up. That second pad up is on pin 3 here, so we're going to give that a blast. It may be a slight different variation in the model. Let's see, this is a Z131, so this could be the 121 or there's 161. There's various different models. Okay, folks. Right. So first thing I'm going to do is going to get the hot air out and change this jumper over. So I'll zoom in slightly. Turn the heat down slightly. I should probably have a smaller nozzle for this, but we'll give it a go. I'll just move that there. Now, I think, no, thought I'd moved it there. The light in here is not brilliant, so just take the heat up very slightly. I'll try that again. I'm obviously conscious, I don't want to get my big head in front of the video. Right, so we've got it off. And in fact, now we've got it off, I think I'm tempted just to tempted just to use the soldering iron now. So there we go. There's how, I don't know if I can give anything, here we go, give anything as a sort of, to show you the scale, but that's the size of part we're dealing with there. Yeah, tiny. Okay dokes, so let's see, we will replace this using some solder. Can you see that okay? Oh, I see these tweezers are really bad, and I have, of all the places to drop it, dropped it right down into the drive, which is not ideal. Luckily, it has just popped out here. Okay, so that's it in place. Just clean the iron slightly. Now what I'm going to do here, apologies. What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to hold it down with a sharp knife. This is really tricky to do, guys. You'll have to bear with me. I'll do it as quick as I can. Do you know what? That is so tiny. I'm not even going to bother. Not going to bother. So I'm just going to branch that with a small piece of wire. Yeah, whereabouts are we? Sorry. Yeah, so we've taken it off, and now we're branching pin 10. I think it is there. So JC30 needs to be joined. So quick brush any sort of flux off there. And in fact I've got a cut off of a through hole component, and what I'll do with this is, I think is the easiest option is to just bend up a section of that. I'll just use these. So yeah, sorry about this video, guys. It's not the best produced video, but like I said, I wanted to do it in one take, so you'll get what you're given. So what I'm going to do here is I'll just tin those pads. In fact, there we go. We don't even need a bit of wire. They're close enough together. As you can see, I've just used the blob of solder, and that's it configured for DF0. Again, once you've done it, a bit too much there, never mind. Once you've done it, quick dab with old IPA and just clean the flux off, giving us that nice clean joint. This is obviously just residual alcohol that will evaporate off. A nice clean joint. Okay, now the next thing we've got to do is cut pin 34, which is this one here. So the very end pin to this thin trace. There's obviously two traces at the point of the blade, but it's a thin trace there. Okay. So I'll try and do this on camera up close. These knives, by the way, are absolutely atrocious. I do not recommend you use them. It's just the only one I could find tonight. So always keep the blade as short as you can and wear safety glasses, because it's scored. As you can see, it's scored. They do break off. So just using the knife, gently score through the trace. Trying not to damage the other trace, and that looks like it's cut through. And what I'll just do now is I'll just prove that, my own sanity, that it's cut. If you've got a multimeter, obviously put it to continuity. And so pin 34, another side was there. So yeah, I'm happy. Yeah, that is definitely cut through, so that's good. Yeah, if you've not got a multimeter, just make sure, you know, give it a good visual inspection and see that you have actually removed a piece. You can see there's about a millimeter or so been cut out of that trace. Okay, right, so we'll prep. Just zoom back out again. We'll prep with kynar. The way I do this is just be careful with your fingers. Just rotate it along the blade, just to score the insulation, and then just reveal just a millimeter or so. So we're going roughly from here to here roughly. So okay, just tweak the size as required and prep the other side. Remember, just rotate the wire, cut the insulation and pull it off. Probably teach you suck eggs here how to strip a bit of insulation off, never mind. Excuse me. And then same again. And let me just refresh myself using our handy image. And yeah, there, pin 34 to there, and there to there. Yeah, happy days. Oops. So that's going from pin 34 up to there, just a nice size. And this one's going from this one here to that one there. Good-o. Okay, so I was ready to start soldering these parts on. I'll see if I can zoom in on this a bit so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, right, so we're going to prep this. How long is this video? 18 minutes, right? Hopefully get this done shortly. Okay, so we're just going to prep, add some solder to the pads where we're going to be soldering onto. Here. And pin 3. Excuse me. My solder sucker, I'm not overly happy with that one yet. There we go. Right, let's do this then. So tack that on there, perfect. This is going to pin 34. Tack that on there, and then I'll just move that down that way. Tack that on there, and then we shall okay, so that is our soldering done. I'll turn it upside down. So as you can see, in fact, before we do that, let's give it a quick clean, get any residual flux out, and then you can obviously see the job we've done and make sure that it is nice and tidy, and there's going to be no shorts, hopefully. Right, okay, so we've got the, can I use here as a pointer? Got the lower, whereabouts there, the lower of the two halves of the circle there, or the upper as you're looking at on screen here, which is going to the upper of the two pads there, so the one closest to the end of the flat flex, if you remember. And then we've got pin 34. It's quite a dull joint, isn't it? I'll maybe redo that one. And that's going to pin 3 of the surface mount semi chip there. Okay, let me see that. Nah, that's good enough. That'll be fine. Perfect. Okay, folks. Right, so that should, in theory, be it. Slightly longer, slightly less professional than I would have liked, but never mind. What we'll do is, yeah, we'll reassemble this now, and then see if it works. I'm pretty confident, but only time will tell. Okay, right, so reverse of what we did before. So I'll take the bezel off here. This obviously isn't going to be needed if you're putting it inside. I don't know how you'd refer to it, as a keyboard style Amiga, but you know what I mean. One with a built-in drive. Sorry, in the side. There is, what I should say as well, there is a slight modification required for it to fit in the Amiga. If I show you, this is an A1200 drive, and compare it, that's easy if I do it that way, the bracket. As we can see, that's them flush, so the level at the very front. So as you can see on this one, the top half of the housing is approximately 5mm shorter than the bottom. But this gives us a good guide on this drive. So if we then cut here, and then use this line as a guide, and then just cut that out using a Dremel, you know, or you know, maybe you could get some tin snips in there, I'm not sure. I'd go with a Dremel. It's got a nice line for you to cut along, and then that'll fit an Amiga properly. And as you'll be able to see, if I put them on top of one another, there is going to be a slight modification required to the that camera angle doesn't show it very well. Yeah, there you go. You can see that this 5mm on this side is going to have to be cut off the button, but you get that plastic stuff that you can what's it called, polyform or something, or is it polyform? I don't know. It's like a plastic that you can mould and shape and file, so you can make your own button to fit the Amiga once you've cut this small piece of steel out. Right, that'll do. This is possibly a bit OTT, but if I can find the stuff, yeah, here we go. I'm just going to put a small piece of kynar on just to secure those connections down. Any sort of tape you have knocking around should do it. Just so happens I've got this stuff, and there we go. So I just secure that and then keep it from going to actually connect to itself. Okay dokes. This goes together like so, and then we've got our 3 screws, which we took out at the start. I'm wondering if I've done this one. I've got an A1200 that's got a dodgy floppy drive, so I might modify. I might put this one in to that faulty one, or I may, if you recall from the end of my video last night, I was showing you the Amiga 1010 sort of vintage external floppy drive from the A1000. I might put that in there. I'll put this in that housing. Okay, so that's us all back together. I'm not going to bother putting the bezel on. Oh, I'm throwing tools everywhere. But we will give this a try. So, A1200, power is off, so let's see this. And we'll pick up video. Audio. And put the ribbon cable and power cables in. And hopefully this should work. So put the TV on. Put the disc in, and hopefully if we turn it on, works. Job, as they say, is a good one. And yeah, that seems to be working. And now it's together. I have just realised I failed to do something on the inside of the drive, and that is to bridge the HD detect switch. So as we all know, yeah, there we go. Good old point of sale demo showcasing the A1200's features. This was one of the you can call it a demo that my friends at school sat back and looked at this and went sort of, wow, I didn't realise the Amiga could do graphics that good. Which it was in a day, fairly impressive, of course. Yeah, but I digress. What was I saying? Yeah, floppy disks. We all know that floppy disks, or that DSDDs, have only one hole, and PCs use HD high density disks, which have 2 holes. So of course, when we put a disk in here, there's a small switch that basically tells the computer whether if the switch is open, it means that obviously there's a little, it's hard to explain, but a little how would you describe it? knob, not a knob, but yeah, there's a basically a little pin. A little pin will come through the hole. If it's using a double-sided, double-density disc like this, the switch is depressed. Not suicidal or that, just obviously made and turned on. So yeah, so the pin will come through. If there's not a hole, it will be down, and the drive will tell the computer what type of disk it is, blah blah blah. So of course, if we are using PC discs on the Amiga, we have to do this. I can take this out now because it's fully loaded. We do this old trick which we've been doing for years and put a bit of tape over, so the Amiga sees it as a DSDD. So what we can do in here is there's a switch. I don't know if you can see it in here. It's quite dark, but just in there you can just see it's this grey in between the two metal prongs there. We can just go to that in the back of the PCB and just branch that so that the Amiga permanently thinks it's using double-sided, double-density discs. Okay. So I think the only other thing before I go will be to do is I'll just turn this off now. I should have prepped this a bit better. I feel like I've been saying that for this entire video, but you know, ho hum. And that is to see if the floppy drive light works, which is something I hadn't considered. Power light. Yeah, grand, working. I don't know, it just seems to come on instantly as well. It seems really, really quick. Maybe that's just a psychological thing, I'm not sure, but anyway. Okay guys, I shall let you go. This is it's over half an hour now, this video. I didn't intend it being that long, but my hot air rework didn't rework, so I'm going to blame that. Thanks for watching guys. If I've helped you in any way, please give me the thumbs up. If you're enjoying my videos, I know you're probably not, but if you are, subscribe, and hopefully there'll be more following shortly. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Thanks again, bye.